It's day 2 of the Diamond TV Presenter Search Livingstone Auditions. Day 1 had a lot of people come through, but only a few made it to day 2. Along the way, the judges found some pretty interesting personalities. Today, we put the lucky few who made it past the first auditions to the second round to the test. One of the important components of Diamond TV Presenter Search is being able to share a certain chemistry with your co-presenter on set. And that's exactly what the contestants are doing today. The judges are looking for a few things. Number 1, chemistry between co-presenters. Number 2, both presenters having enough time to talk. Number 3, body language and acknowledgement of the other presenter. And overall, number 4, an interesting and exciting presentation. Let's get to our first dynamic duo.
Karen and Suilanji, hi guys.
Hi. Hello, Vida.
I saw Vida again. Vida, sing La Vida Loca every time you see me. Like just that's how.
What was that about though? Because she told you her name.
Yes, well, people forget. I understand people forget.
Are you gonna use? Is that a talkback?
He has a talkback.
No.
Yeah. I thought it's just an airport.
Yeah, it's
apparently airport.
Okay. You guys were holding hands coming in, so getting along so far.
It's more than along. Along is an understatement.
Okay. Okay. Glad there's chemistry. Did you guys know each other before this competition?
No.
Okay. Nice.
Only one way was to find out.
There's only one way. The camera is over there.
Okay.
So you guys can go ahead and do your thing.
Okay, we don't have to.
So let me just give you a tip. So maybe I should be doing this more often. When you are presenting with somebody on TV, you must always make some sort of an arc.
Okay.
You face each other, but not face each other, but you move towards each other. You see the way I'm sitting? Chichi, let's do it. Like that. So we are
not closed off from
we're not closed off. We're open both to ourselves and to the people.
The camera,
so make an arc.
We should move.
So there's no need to.
That's too much. That's too
not
much.
Not too much of it.
Like that, like that, like that, like that. Like what he has done, like what Suilanji has done.
Okay.
Like that.
More like yes.
Yes, and you have to stand on the sides. Like what? Can we show them, Justin? Can you and Sharon show them?
Oh, stand on the sides?
Okay.
You don't have to come on, but you can, anyway. I guess you can do it. You see that?
All right.
Those are co-hosts.
Okay.
You see that, huh? Fixing the nation one by one.
We're getting there.
Okay, so the camera is ready. You guys can start.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice. 90 days of non-stop entertainment. Friendships were formed, betrayals, heartbreaks, tears were shed, and memories were made. 20 contestants came through to this episode of season 5 of the Tupike, and of course we are down to the top 5, and today is the grand finale. I am your host, Karen Ziezo.
Now, just like Dr. Roger Siatwambo puts it, in the end it will be okay, and if not okay, it's not
the end.
Now, Tupike is a Zambian show which brings across chefs across Zambia, testing their cooking skills against all odds. You look stunning for the day, Karen.
Thank you very much, Suilanji. You actually look elegant. Talk about sugar, spice, and everything nice. You are actually a mixture of both.
Wow. Now, if you are a fan of controversy, apart from cooking, Tupike will bring for you controversy in cooking as it is the ingredients in the grand finale. Now, do not touch the dial as Tupike season 5 is continuing soon.
TV presenting for the 1 gazillionth time is not acting. It's a real, you know that, Karen. It's a real practice. You are doing something in real life by presenting on TV. So don't treat it like it's acting. That's what it felt like, what you were doing. Rehearsing in TV is so important, but your presentation should not be like it's acting. You are rehearsing to improve your synergy, your chemistry, not to ruin your presentation. And then, I don't know, I wasn't just satisfied. A lot of things were missing. A lot of links were missing. And I don't want to get too technical. It's just the basic things of presenting that were missing, really.
I saw zero interaction with the camera. Even when starting, you start with the people that are watching you. You don't start with your co-host. You look into the camera. You start with that. It was creative, but I think sometimes a little bit of too much ruins a lot of things when it comes to TV presentation. So please make sure moving forward, do a lot of research about TV presentation. Both of you do a lot of research about presentation. It kind of looked like Nkasowelo. Like what Jonah has said, I literally just I echo what he was trying to say. I feel like we are watching Kaplay somewhere, so it was not satisfying.
Yeah, it wasn't satisfying. And with you, Suilanji, the struggle was all through. From the time you come in after her introduction and you're getting in, we could read through you that you're thinking so hard into what to say. I wouldn't be surprised if you're the one who came up with this, right? You're the one who decided that you guys took this Dipeko?
I say they did it both.
We did it both.
It almost sounds, it came off like she suggested it and you just were riding along. You're like, okay, I'll be comfortable with it. So it was just a lot of thinking where we even see it that, okay, he's thinking of the next thing to say. He doesn't want to mess up. And you guys just, it didn't work so well with the two of you. But thank you. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
I think I just don't know. But I saw somebody. It is her. Do you follow my Facebook page?
Yes.
Did you comment on one of the things about coming here?
Yes.
No, because I see the name is Liska Biemba. It's not Liska on Facebook. It's something Biemba.
It's Licia. It's my other name.
I'm very attentive. Very, very attentive.
Clearly.
Wow.
Hi, Miriam.
Hello, Jonah.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. Are you ready for today?
Sure, I am.
Are you satisfied with Miriam, Liska? The choice of partner?
Yes, she's great.
She's great.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to be presenting about? What's the topic?
So we'll be doing, the name of our show is Discovering Livingstone. We'll be basically advertising some of the tourist attractions found here, but we'll be focusing on the Victoria Falls.
Okay. Then you can go ahead. The camera is over here. And here.
Yeah.
I know.
Whenever you're ready.
Good morning to our viewers and welcome to yet a spectacular episode of Discovering Livingstone. I'm your host, Biemba Liska.
And I'm your co-host, Miriam Semakata, aka Mimi. And today we'll be diving deep into discovering Livingstone because we'll be looking at one of the world's 7 wonders, the mighty Victoria Falls.
Indeed. Yeah, the Victoria Falls is not only the 7th wonder of the world, it is Zambia's crown jewel as well as Livingstone Hut. Did you also know that the Victoria Falls is UNESCO's heritage? It means it has to be preserved for future generations.
Exactly. And that is why every time I come to the Victoria Falls, I always have a whole new different experience. Like I haven't been there and I just don't want to leave the place.
I actually thought I was the only one feeling that way. You know, every time I come to Livingstone, I have to make sure I pass through the knife bridge, feeling the rain on me, seeing the rainbow. It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah, and that is why you should also come and join us. Be a part of this incredible journey. Be the part of the journey that we want you to be at. Be a part of the Victoria Falls visiting tourism and boost the tourism of Zambia.
I mean, how are you born in Zambia and you haven't stepped a foot seeing the magnificent Victoria Falls? So, but right about now, we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be back to show you what the Victoria Falls looks like today. Stay tuned.
The content was repetitive. I know maybe a bias because I know a lot about the Vic Falls. I've been there. I can't even count how many times. So if I'm watching a show that's talking about the Vic Falls, I would like for it to be much more intriguing because that experience I can get from even from the car wash. even from outside my home, I can get rain on me. I just need you to, I don't want to say exaggerate, but that's what selling is, isn't it? You have to give the best possible experience of something through words for you to compel somebody. And I've heard this maybe as just a side note. I've heard this so many times. People saying this about the Victoria Falls, but it's not one of the seven wonders of the world. It's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. So the 7 wonders of the world is something different. And the Victoria Falls is not one of those things. It's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. And why is this important for you guys? Because, you know, when you are on TV and you say that, that's how people pick things up. The people these days, you probably say 7 wonders of the world because people say it so many times, even on TV. They say it's 7 wonders of the world. But even when you just do a simple Google search, you'll be so disappointed. It's not there. But if you search the 7 natural wonders of the world, you said it's a UNESCO
heritage.
It's a UNESCO National Heritage Site.
Yes.
So that's also very important. And I like the fact that I have to acknowledge, I like the fact that you explained kind of briefly what that means. You know, it's also important for you to put in context those things. So next time, I think when you talk about a place, just I don't know who I told this last time. Don't describe to us what we can see. Tell us something about the place. Don't just say, there's water falling. There are so many. We can see that. So tell us something we can't see. But also, finally, I apologize for all these very many words that I'm producing. I'm like a random word generator.
It's okay.
There's one point that I liked, and it's the part where, Liska, you acknowledged your co-host. I think there was, it's too much of this, huh? You acknowledged your co-host in the context that she said something, and you tried to sort of interact and build up on what the person has said. That's what co-hosting is. I wish there was more of that, a more natural rollout of that. But I think I like that bit. I would have done it differently and better, but it was good. It was likable.
I think picking off from what Jonah has just mentioned when it comes to interaction. So I noticed at some point, Miriam, you were, I think your last beat, it was your turn to talk. Now, I think at some point you were confused whether you were talking to your co-host or you were talking to the viewers, because I saw your head was, so you need to maintain that. There's always time for interaction between co-hosts. There's also time interaction with the people that are watching. So just balance that. But it wasn't so bad at all. Also, just make sure that you try to balance, how can I put it? I think both of you are not sure whether or the foot side. Like if you want to look, just look at your co-host, say what you want to say, and go back to the camera. But it wasn't so bad at all. Could be better, but it wasn't very bad.
Picking from what Chichi is saying with the balance, it came from something Jonah was telling the previous contestants. It's on how you stand. So because you guys are standing facing us, there's no like curve to almost, to welcome each other, to be open to each other, is why you had those awkward moments of not knowing when, okay, should I face the camera? Do I look at her as I'm talking? So if you had done that from the start, it was going to come off really naturally that at this point I'm talking a word or two to my co-host, another to the viewer. That's how you learn to strike the balance, because your positioning plays a huge role in it. So again, I say this a lot to people when we get to this challenge of co-hosting. Your energies will sell you off, because we can read, as human beings, we read body language. For you, Liska, in the times where you were waiting for your turn, I could tell you were looking for the words like, okay, I shouldn't forget. Don't give that off, because we will know that, okay, this person is really looking forward to their turn. And so they are searching for the words like, okay, I'll come in when she says this. Okay, I'm coming in when she says this. It's almost my time. We can read it. Like the body will give you off when the things you're saying in your head, and your body somehow naturally will give it out. Somebody will read it. But not bad.
And also, I've just remembered when starting, you just say your name. Don't say I'm your co-host. Just say, I think she opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say it your bit. When it comes to you, just say, and my name is. We already know that you're co-hosting. You don't have to say, and I'm your co-host. Just say your name and you get to your part.
At least they didn't say that. And I'm your amazing.
John always says, we don't know whether it's not a fact.
And welcome to your favorite. I just knew this show just here. What do you mean it's my favorite? What do you mean it's my favorite? I've never watched it before.
And I'm your amazing presenter.
Mercy, thank you.
So on today's topic, we consider a song that has been making rounds.
The beauty about co-presenting is it all allows both presenters to show the judges and viewers how good they both are. But sometimes it can get a little tricky. Some presenters might want to outshine their co-presenter. The two presenters must decide on a specific topic for a show, and they both have to be knowledgeable on the subject. I mean, the last thing you want is to get caught up with someone who knows everything while you know nothing, right? It might be tough, but it must be done. Let's have a look.
Mike and Precious. Great. I think you guys are looking ready. Giving us good vibes, good energy.
Thank you.
How's the morning going? Are you ready?
We're ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
So far, so good.
Tell us about your topic.
We are doing an entertainment show.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called, we've named the show Musio Vibes.
Mosi?
Musio Vibes.
Okay.
Mike, you're the radio host
Exactly.
with the Drive Time show.
Sure.
That's you, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. You have both agreed on this topic and you're comfortable with it.
Yes,
Sure.
sure.
Okay, all right. You know the drill.
Two people, one who's super familiar with the camera, she does it for a living,
And then,
and the radio.
so you know the drill. The camera is right there, ready when you are.
All right. Hello and welcome to Musio Vibes, a show that brings you the most thunderous conversations around what's trending in the beautiful city of Livingstone, the tourist capital, and of course, the other parts of the country. Now, we are glad that you could join us on this week's edition. My name is Mike Sakala.
And I'm Precious Lungu. Now, last weekend, the tourist capital was on fire with the most thunderous music festival, talking of the Mosi Day of Thunder.
And of course, a number of artists came through and gave us mesmerizing performances on stage, talking of
Mampi,
Zaving, the Coppola Queen,
Neo,
Shefi 187, Vincenzo Mbale, plus a lot more other artists that came through and gave us amazing works. I saw Kelly Zulu on stage as well from Lusaka. Great job that he did.
I saw him. He did a very great job.
A very fantastic job getting to do a live portrait of the first Republican president live on stage in honor of the KK Day, which was slated the day just after the DOT. And of course, we have more on these and other stories that we have for you on the Musio Vibes coming just right after this break.
Stay tuned.
Don't go away.
Right.
Where was she?
I was about to ask the same question. Precious, where were you?
Not here.
It looked like it was a Mike show and you are a guest presenter for that day.
Even a guest presenter doesn't.
She doesn't even-
It doesn't seem invisible.
Yeah.
You were invisible. You said approximately less than 3 sentences. About 3 sentences. About 3 sentences. The whole thing.
When you were planning, did that look odd to you that, I'm only saying just a few words?
No, that's how we
planned it.
planned it.
How?
So you're okay with saying
And
just
according
few
with
words?
the comfortability of how many words she could speak as well, I think.
But one of the duties when you're co-hosting something, you need to make each other comfortable.
Exactly.
Have conversations.
Yeah.
Are you good with this part?
Yeah.
Is there anything you need to be a teammate? You need to be a team player.
Not only that though, Chichi. I
That's what
think
we
it
did.
doesn't. For me, it doesn't add up that a presenter who doesn't want to talk.
No, it's not like that. I think that's the mistake number one that we made for not
Yeah, it was.
involving
Yeah.
myself in most of the things.
But
that
why
wasn't
didn't
the
you, though?
case.
What do you mean it wasn't the case? So this is not what you guys rehearsed? You
No.
rehearsed something different?
No, it's the same thing that we rehearsed. I think that's the big thing that I didn't realize, saying that my words were fewer than his.
Or were you adding on more than you guys had practiced?
No,
It's exactly like you rehearsed.
exactly.
Okay.
Wow.
So maybe you decided to take out some words because it seemed too
No,
much.
she's saying this is how they planned it. But now that we are giving them feedback, she's
She has
realizing
realized, yeah.
that she should have
she
added
wasn't-
more words to the things she was saying.
Yes.
Yeah, because the challenge is co-hosting. You're supposed to show strength in working with somebody else. You know, it's like it's a partnership. So you're supposed to show how you can come in to save the next person, or the next person saves the other. So that's the whole idea behind this challenge. So you guys should have known to strike the balance, because it's not I'm hosting, you string along. That's what you guys were doing. And one thing with co-hosting, listen attentively to what your friend is saying. If they say something, there's no need for you to come and repeat the same thing. Then why is he saying something if you're coming to tell us the same thing? I watched Kelly. He was amazing on stage. Yes, I watched Kelly. He was really amazing on stage. Why? You're stealing. If this is a sponsored program, you're even stealing time from Coca-Cola. They've paid for that time, but you want to be repeating stuff. Yeah.
And
It was
also,
almost a one-man show.
Mike, there's one thing that you kept doing. Again, I think I've said this a couple of times, these auditions. I don't know why. Can somebody explain to me why, as presenters, people like saying, and of course? Like, what is that about? What is
It's an
that?
escape.
I mean, there's so many synonyms for of course, but I think
You
we
don't even have to say, of course. I mean, I don't get it. Why do you have to say, of course? It's not obvious, because you're making it seem like, so if it's obvious, then why are we presenting it? And of course, it's a Monday. You know what it also signifies? That you didn't plan your words out. So now you are just plucking words out of the dark. Whatever comes, you pick it up and go with it. Imagine in a space of 2 minutes, you say, and of course, 4 times.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. I would advocate that you will never even say it ever again in your life.
So
There's
Working
most
on
likely
it.
somebody who started it. It's like the there's
yeah.
presenters love and
Yeah.
of course.
And of course, it's the first. How is it the first thing coming out of your mind, your mouth rather? And of course, it's a Monday. Welcome to Chan Chan Chan. And of course, you can call us. No, it's not obvious. It's not that obvious that I have to call. But you have to work on that. You really have to work on that. I think it has to slowly get out of the system because it's such a disease. And of course, you know what I'm talking about. And of course, thank you guys.
Precious,
I would say it, of
before
course.
you guys leave, Precious, I kind of feel bad because I don't know how to judge you today.
I'm sorry.
Honestly,
Bad too.
even as you go, you guys, I want you to know it's very difficult for me seated here to judge you or to even give you any sort of good feedback or negative because you didn't give us enough.
Sorry.
Mike, I love what you did. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I think you've got presence. And like I always say, sometimes in the morning I'm doing stuff or in the afternoon I'm doing stuff. I'm gonna switch on the TV, but sometimes I'm just doing my other stuff in the house, but I want to listen.
Sure.
And I can listen to. You're the second person I've said this to.
Thank you very
These
much.
auditions. One with the copper belt and you here.
Thank you.
And I
very
like
much.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And of course, that's a good thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Penelope and Izukanji.
Hi.
Penelope, you are the Blazers girl, right?
Yes, I am.
What did you guys prepare for this challenge?
In the line of entertainment.
In the line of entertainment, and you're both comfortable, Izukanji?
Yes, sure.
Yes, sure.
What about entertainment is going to tell us?
We're going to talk about something that is trending.
Your maps.
Of course, it's our very own international artist.
Always part of the content.
Okay.
I'm a huge Yomaps fan, but I have to say I am so tired of
People
everyone
using
coming here talking about the Mulungu Pokupanga. And
In their defense, man, your maps is pretty much always
that is more
trending.
like a prophecy because that is it.
They're about to talk about the Mulungu Pokupanga. And
Wow, Naimu, there's so much also about your maps.
Do not discourage them. They've
You've prepared. Yep.
They have
Sorry.
prepared.
Sorry.
Yes, our international artist is the
How
first
much,
thing
please
we
go
think of.
ahead. May I
Okay,
agree? He's
yeah.
always trending.
Go ahead with your audition. The camera is over there.
Good morning and welcome to the Central segment with your favorite girls. I'm Izukanji Sichula.
And I am Penelope Chindolo. So on today's topic, we consider a song that has been making rounds. So this song has people talking about it. And the judgment in accordance is divided into two. So there are two people who think that the song is blasphemy. And then there are also other people that think that the song is just a banger. So I know as I'm talking to you, obviously you have an idea of who it is that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But obviously it's the only international artist that we have in Zambia. And it's no other than
Yo boy,
Yo
yo maths. Of course, the song in question is actually entitled Confirmation. So the country is actually divided into two segments. There's a portion, actually the Christian community, so to say, that thinks this song is actually blasphemy. So there's a segment in the song in which Yo Map said, Mulungu anagwada pokupanga, which is a native Zambian language and which is translated into God knelt down to create you. And most people are saying that Yomas actually had a flu when he did this song because the voice doesn't sound like it was actually Yo boy Yomas. What do you think about this?
Okay, not that I'm not part of the Christian community, but I think Yomaps knows that obviously God did not kneel down. Obviously, it was going to be written in the Bible. But I think he was just trying to define beauty in depth.
Yeah.
So he was trying to make an emphasis on how beautiful, whoever the woman is, he was addressing at that point. So I think talking about it being blasphemy, I think really on my end doesn't count. And I hope the Christian community doesn't come for me, you know?
Okay, so those are just our opinions. Those are just our views on the matter. So let's get into the song and we'll see you on the other side. As you hear this song, we get to hear your views. So see you on the other side.
See you.
You don't know if this is my favorite show, if these are my favorite girls. So I've never watched these. It's my first time here today. So I don't know where we get the urge to say, this is your favorite show. These are your favorite. Are they? It's my first time. It's TV presenting is not acting. It's real life. Is this the best show? No. Are these my favorite girls? I barely know them. I met them yesterday when I came to Livingstone. It's my first time watching them together. They're not my favorite girls. Why do you have to say that? Biggest blunder for you, Penelope. You are a TV host. Don't start beefing people for no reason and say that Yomaps is the only international artist. Is that true though? No, it's not true. Before Yomaps started music, Ozzy was performing. Ozzy was performing in Uganda. Roberto was performing in Uganda, Namibia, Malawi. Pompey has tours across the African continent. What does it even mean to say that this is the only international artist we have in the country? It's those tiny things that make you an enemy of the public. First of all, because it's not true. You know, Yomaps might be the most successful
At the moment.
Yeah.
but it's not the only international artist. Even if he was, why do we have to say that? You know, it's quite demeaning. So avoid such things that get people talking in the wrong context. There's something else. There's something else I wanted to say in a positive light. Izukanji. It comes from the last auditions we did in Kitwe. That's the contrast, isn't it? She said Mulungu Pokupanga and Agwata.
Yes.
That's exactly how you say it, you know. When you're speaking Nyanja, it should sound like Nyanja, and that's what you did. Yeah. And personally, I appreciate that so much because I am very, very, very particular about pronunciation of words in a local language. Just because we're speaking English, I heard you say it with your name. You said Izukanji Sichula. Izukanji Sichula. It's your name. It doesn't change. So you impressed me in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, for a person that loves intertwining English and vernacular on a show myself, I love that as well. Like, it's good to just pronounce things as they are supposed to be. So,
Lungu Pagupanga
and a guada. Someone said that on the cover votes. Lungu Pagupanga and a guada. And I was like, what? Yeah, so I really love that.
Thank you.
Another thing that I observed you guys were doing to my low-key jokes here and there, like, make it real. All right. I think 2 times you said something that was pretty much like a pickup joke. Like, you pick it up, you can laugh about it a little bit, then you move on to something else. I felt like on that part you guys were rigid, and you just wanted to finish. So entertainment show, you can get away with it. You can chit chat about something, laugh about it, then you move on to your beat. There was also a lot of repetition of some words with you, Penelope. So just make sure that you can find synonyms. You might try to say the same word, but maybe just choose another word, a synonym, so that you don't sound like you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. Is it obvious? What were you saying?
Expression. What was that?
There was a word that you kept on saying. So just make sure you think about it. You obvious, right? Yes. So just think about it. And also, picking off what Jonah said on the part for your maps, very, very important. We're living in an era where, shows are broadcasted on social media and they will bite you. They will come for you. So even as you plan for your shows, make sure you use the right words. You can say one of the most celebrated in the country right now, the most happening, because he is. But making a statement and making it seem like it's a fact, that one is very dangerous for TV. So just make sure you find the right way of saying something. Otherwise, entertainment show, it's one of the easiest things to do, yeah? But you need to make sure you also do research, pick the right words, and I love the fact that you can get away with a joke here and there, but you guys did not utilize that.
Yeah. And the thing with TV is that it's very different from what you see with what people do with the podcast or the views they're expressing with their social media. They're doing it solely for numbers, right?
Yes.
So they don't mind if other artists don't like me, they don't like my views on TV, but it's TV. You need to maintain that professionalism where you don't go off looking for beef. Why are you going out looking for beef? So those are some of the things that you need to avoid. And also with entertainment having its easy side, also it has to be taken seriously in that you're not there to just air your own opinion. You guys are talking of your maps and this song. You are talking of only your views. This is stuff that Kandeke has talked about. It's your maps has addressed as well. You could refer to what they had said. You could refer to what your maps himself said on why he wrote these lines, what was going through his mind when he wrote these lines, before you get the people's views.
Yes.
But you just give your own view. I'm a Christian, da-da-da. No, facts are there. The one who wrote this song told you what was going through his mind when he wrote it. His manager came out and told you what was going through their mind when they were writing this. So it's the research that comes with it also. When something has been put out, it's your job to get that information. Before you go on, you're going through Kandeke's social media, you're going through your map's social media, you're getting sentiments from other people off these big pages, the Nkanis and whatever. That's your work if you're doing entertainment. Just because you're in entertainment doesn't mean you just get out of your bed and say, oh, today I think. No, you're not just thinking. You're talking of your maps. You know his team. You check out his wife's page. You check out the people around him. Then you check the general pages. You go to the entertainment pages. Which ones? Am I checking ZMB? Am I checking? All of that is part of research as well with entertainment. So it might look easy, but it also has its works which you need to incorporate. All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Tu mês.
Sometimes competitions can be family affairs, and with this particular set of siblings co-presenting, let's find out if both wow the judges with their show presentation.
Natasha and Danny.
Yeah.
How does it feel being siblings? Coming back in the second round?
That feels good.
He's good.
Yeah. So please do not disappoint us.
No.
Yeah, we will.
Right?
Yeah.
So are you good with the topic that you picked?
Yes.
Both of you are okay
Yes.
with it?
Yes.
Alrighty, so you know the drill. There's a camera here.
Okay.
When you're ready, you give us your presentation.
Okay. Welcome to the show with me, your host, Danny Mudenda.
And me, your co-host, Natasha Mdenda.
Yes. So today we are going to offload the Zambian top 5 music that we have here in our country.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think, Zambia is really doing the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with our artists, like they're really putting Zambia kuchalo,
Zambia on the map.
Yeah, Zambia on the map.
Yeah, as the whites say, I watched some TikTok videos where, as the whites say, Zambia Kuchalo. Yeah, I feel Zambia is now on the map this time around.
Yeah, it's really
yes.
on the map.
Without wasting of your time, our number 5 song is Big Machines by 76 Drums.
Yeah, I feel this song was a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a hit because I remember last time when they hosted Thunder in Livingstone.
Yeah, that was
this
last
song-
week.
Yeah, this song really made noise. Like,
Thank you. Vida, hosting the countdown show. Would you do it like that?
Hosting the countdown
If you were co-hosting
show.
with someone.
No, I said this to somebody who tried it yesterday that you need energy if you're going to talk about music. I mean, music, that's entertainment. You're getting into, what was the song that you latest mentioned?
Big Machines.
76 drums, right?
Yeah.
Energy is what's needed. I don't know if it's just the nerves of working together or the fear of being overshadowed by the next, or the fear of overshadowing your sibling came to play here. You really need to put in the energy. And I'll say this to you, Danny. When you're on TV, please avoid the race card. If you can escape the race card, do not bring in race. As the whites, when did the whites start saying Kuchalo? Zambia Kuchalo? We say that.
Okay.
So the race card is unnecessary on TV.
Okay.
Unless, yes, we're discussing it as a serious topic of racism, but bring in the race card, no. You're going to talk about somebody saying something, you do not have to play the race card.
Okay.
The presentation was chaotic altogether, to be honest. I felt like you two did not adequately prepare for it. And you know, it's strange because you two are siblings.
Yeah.
I would have hoped that you'd be very comfortable with each other. You know, I know it's a different ballgame presenting on TV, but I was really hoping that the awkwardness will not be there. I was really hoping for natural chemistry, but I didn't see that. Natasha, you struggled pretty much the whole time. Danny, I know maybe you would have tried to resuscitate the situation, but equally yourself, you were not looking like you were prepared for what you came to do here. It was very chaotic and yeah.
Thank you.
Livingstone Day 2 has been quite the audition, where some pairs thrive and get their presentation right, others don't really have lady luck on their side. Who's been your favorite duo so far? Leave a comment.
Elias and Walusungu. Is this a good pairing, you think?
Yes.
Could have been better.
Ew, that's the first time.
Could have been better.
It couldn't have
Well,
been better.
Couldn't have. Oh.
I thought you said could have been better.
He said couldn't.
I was like, Elias, why would you say that about the nice lady?
Right? Just keep it in your brain.
Well, we appreciate the honesty as well. But what are you guys going to talk about?
We're going to talk about HIV prevention.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Basically a health talk show.
It's a health talk show.
And you're both good with the topic.
Yes. I'm like an amateur. He's like an expert.
Why?
At what?
That's considered, that's an alarm.
No, but he's a health professional.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
But are you good?
Yeah,
So we had to sit down and say,
learn.
Which way are we going to go?
I mean, it's important that both of you are okay. So we're just making sure.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Does Elias look like Simon?
Well,
No, the lawyer.
Mila.
The lawyer.
Yeah?
No.
He does, huh?
No, I don't see.
No.
It's a light. And you don't have your
It's a
glasses on
light.
today.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, I apologize. But you guys can go ahead. The camera is over here. There's a telly light there, so whenever you're ready.
Hello, welcome to Diamond TV Health Talk Show. I am your host, Elias Katulwende.
And I'm your host, Walusungu Nyachikanda. And on tonight's program, we'll be talking about HIV prevention.
Speaking of HIV prevention, Walusungu, the government of Zambia, through the Ministry of Health, has recently launched an injectable HIV medication.
I hear that this medication is meant for prevention purposes and not necessarily for curing.
Exactly. So this medication is referred to as a pre-exposure prophylaxis medication. It is basically aimed at preventing HIV in people who are negative and keeping them that way.
Oh, wow. On tonight's show, we have an important guest who will be shedding more light on this topic.
Exactly. So Dr. Suilanji is going to be joining us today and is going to shed more light on the government's measures towards curbing HIV epidemic by the year 2030.
But Mr. Elias, before we welcome our guest to the platform, we would like to go on a short break, but don't go anywhere. And remember,
we all have HIV. The only difference is others are positive while others are negative.
Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Well, Sungu, that's why I asked.
It's very clear that he was very comfortable with the topic.
Yeah, that's why. Because you came on his show.
Prophylaxis
Honestly.
and then. Prophylaxis and then.
Yeah, I'm sad for you, Walusungu, honestly. Because obviously there's a lot of potential that you have. And today you didn't shine. I didn't see you. I didn't feel you. Nothing. Because he had the bigger part of it. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. So when you are planning to come and present as co-hosts, you need to work around making sure that, the light is shining on both of you. Mm-hmm. And today, I feel like it was just your show, Elias. That puts me in a very bad position to be able to give you any feedback, because what feedback am I going to give you?
But I have to acknowledge that there's one thing that you did right, and that was acknowledging your co-host. A couple of times, I like the posture on how you look at your co-host, interact with the camera, but you were not interacting with the viewer because you were not saying anything. You were not saying much. This was not a topic that you were comfortable with, and that's so unfortunate because you don't have that much time here. Each person must utilize the time that is allocated to them.
And that thing that you did, Mr. Elias,
Mr. Elias,
Mr.
again.
Jonah.
I mean, it's okay. You can interact like that, but it's not Mr. Elias. He's Elias.
I was just like, okay, that threw me off a little bit. But yeah, ish.
I know some people struggle with that because of your personality or how you were raised or anything like that. But if it's in a professional setting like this, he's Elias.
Yeah.
I am Jonah. You are Walusungu. You are not Miss Walus. I know that there's certain workplaces where it's so uncomfortable for people to call themselves by their first names. This is not one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. As a team, you guys do. I honestly didn't feel it. Mainly because people are really... like they're looking to hear more on this topic that you guys had addressed. It's not long ago since this injectable PrEP came into the country, and people want more information delivered in a way that will allow them to, consume that information. You just weren't giving it. It's almost, okay, let's just listen to the guys. So as a duo, no.
But thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And with that final duo, we wrap up day 2 of Livingstone Auditions. The only question is, who will make it to the top 20? Stay glued to Diamond TV.